Hello, people from around the universe. Today, I'm not your usual host, the Italian ace trainer. Instead, I am Michael Corleone from the Godfather movies, and I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Subscribe to this channel and like this video, or be prepared to face the consequences. Okay, so I hope you guys liked that intro. I thought it would be cool to go do my Halloween video in my Halloween costume. Yes, I'm going as Michael Corleone, and although this doesn't have to be said, I'm pretty sure, I do want to make sure that everyone knows that it's not some kind of a costume to, in any way, shape, or form, support the mafia. This is poking fun of them. This is me just trying to look cool for Halloween. Don't go out there and think, oh, the mafia is really cool because you see yours truly being dressed like this. The mafia is awful, and let's not get that twisted. But with that out of the way, let's get into the actual video. And yes, we're going to be talking about my top 5 favorite ghost-type Pokemon. Starting us off with number 5, Spiritomb. I mean, this Pokemon is just fantastic in my opinion. The design is amazing. I love the way you encounter them as a static encounter Pokemon in the original Sinnoh games. They even have them come back as a static encounter in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. The shiny is fantastic. The typing is really cool. I mean, Ghost Dark until Fairy types had no weaknesses, so you know that they're doing something right with that. And it's just, by far, in my opinion at least, one of the best Ghost-type Pokemon that Pokemon has ever put out. I also really like the way that Spiritomb works in battle. I mean, I'm not usually one for stall-type tactics. I'm very much more of a offense Pokemon, at least when it comes to singles. In VGC, I try to have a more balanced team. But in singles, I usually do just have a lot of offensive Pokemon with maybe 1 or 2 tanks. But Spiritomb is just so fun to use that I would be willing to make a whole team of just Spiritomb just for fun, because there's something so satisfying about pain spinning the damage away, and then you can fish for an Omni Boost with Ominous Wind, and the Pokemon just looks so cool, especially when you have the shiny one. Like, it's just a great time using it in battle, and if you haven't done so, I highly recommend trying it out. Moving on to number 4, we have Marshadow. This will be the first of at least one more Alolan Pokemon in here. And I don't know what it is, but Alola just has some of the coolest ghost types ever, at least to me, and Marshadow is no exception. I mean, ghost fighting, again, an amazing typing. The signature move, Spectral Thief, one of my favorite concepts for a signature move. I mean, stealing your opponent's stats, like stat buffs, I should say, not stats. That's fantastic. That's amazing, so creative, and it works so well with a Pokemon like Marshadow. And honestly, it would probably have a good chance of being in the top 3 if its shiny wasn't so bad. I mean, what is this? What is this? Why? It's literally the same unless it's attacking. I mean, I know that we don't even have access to the shiny yet, but come on. When we do, who's gonna care that much? It looks the same. It looks the same. It looks the same. I'm sorry. It's just, it bothers me. But other than that, I mean, Marshadow, really close to my heart. Love this Pokemon, and I hope that we get a lot more of these type of cool combinations, you know, like Ghost and Dark or Ghost and Fighting, because I think the Ghost type has a lot of potential for cool type combos. And speaking of cool combinations, we have number 3, Hisuian Zoroark. Now, Hisuian Zoroark could very well go up to number 2. I don't think it's going to be overtaking number 1. I would be shocked if it did, because I love number 1 a lot. But I could see it overcoming my number 2 pick right now. It's just that until I have a chance to use it in battle, get attached to it, see what its moveset is, see if the ability is still the same as before, I don't know, it's just kind of hard to fully gauge how much I like it, you know? But even with all of that, the design is so fantastic, with Hisuian Zorua looking amazing and Hisuian Zoroark looking so incredibly cool. How can you not love this Pokemon? I mean, they took an already great design in original Zorua and Zoroark, and then they made it even better somehow. I'm still so excited from the reveal that they had last week, and I can't wait to actually use this Pokemon myself. But for number 2, we have another Alolan Pokemon, and that is Alolan Marowak. Now, Alolan Marowak is just, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's maybe the most improvement that a regional variant has had over its original form out of all of the ones that we have so far, barring new evolutions. So not including something like Obstagoon or Sirfetch'd. And don't get me wrong, I actually like Cantonian Marowak as well, it's just that Alolan Marowak is so much cooler. I mean, the design is incredible. The bones having fire coming out at the end of them is a great callback to some kind of like ritualistic dance that also meets with a Pokemon that has connections to the dead by being a ghost type. It's just fantastic. And with original Marowak having the backstory that it does, with it being a ghost, like an actual just ghost at one point, and Cubone always being associated with like a dead parent, I mean, it was almost inevitable to get a ghost type regional form. And they did such an amazing job with it that I can't help but love it so much. Plus, it doesn't hurt that fire is my favorite type and ghost is in my top 5 favorite types. So of course, I'm gonna have a lot of love for any Pokemon that combines the two. In fact, the honorable mentions for this list are Blacephalon and Chandelure, who are the same exact typing. So you can tell that I have a soft spot for this kind of combination. But now, on to the final Pokemon. Who is the best ghost type of all time? Who do I think deserves to be the most Halloween Pokemon of them all, if you will? Well, the answer is pretty simple. Mimikyu. Now yes, this is the third Alolan Pokemon we have in here, and I warned you at the beginning that we're gonna be multiple of them. But I just can't help it. I mean, Mimikyu is basically a perfect design. The concept of this Pokemon that is apparently so ugly to look at that it kills people just by looking at its true form, wanting to then be as popular as Pikachu and therefore putting on this disguise to look like Pikachu is already interesting enough. But when you look at the actual design and you see that it looks 10 times better than normal Pikachu does, and again, Pikachu's not a bad design, it's just Mimikyu looks so much better, come on, let's just be honest here. And when you look at the ability being so unique, and especially in Gen 7, basically giving you a free Focus Sash, and then you look at its move pool and then its typing, how can you not love it? I mean, even its shiny is amazing. Yes, it doesn't have the most incredible color difference, but the fact that it gets less saturated and goes to this like dead gray is so fitting for it. And I just cannot believe that they made a Pokemon that, again, in my opinion, is basically taking an amazing concept and executing it perfectly. Like, actually flawlessly. And just like was the case with Alolan Marowak, the typing here is a big plus for me as well. Because Ghost, like I said, is in my top 5 favorite typings. But you know what my second favorite type is? The Fairy type. So, again, 2 of my favorite typings in one, yes please, I will take that every day of the week. And especially when you combine it with such an amazing Pokemon like Mimikyu, of course it's going to be my favorite ghost type. Spoiler alert for whenever I decide to make a top 10 favorite Pokemon list sometime in the medium distant future, but Mimikyu is in my top 5. Let's just leave it at that. I don't want to reveal its placement among the top 5, but it's in my top 5, so of course it's gonna be the #1 ghost type. But that will do it for us here today, and as I already reminded you to subscribe and like this video at the beginning, I don't have to repeat myself now, do I? Didn't think so. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope to see you all in the next video. But until then, remember to follow the way of the ace. See ya.